Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to your today's lesson. Class 4, I hope you all are safe and sound and be good at your homes. And what we are going to do today is I'll be giving you the lines for cursive handwriting. Okay, so class, these are the 5 lines for your cursive handwriting purpose. You can write if you want to be in a cursive form, but if you want to write in a wider open form, you can even write them. Just write neat and clean, whatever the way you want. If Okay, so these are some form of verbs. You can count them. The first one we have here is build, and the second and third form is built. You can see all the second and third forms of them are same. You can see build, built, built, and catch, caught, caught, teach, taught, taught, leave, left, left, hold, held, held, sit, sat, sat, and the last one is bring, brought, and brought. Okay, we are left with 3 words more. First you have to note them down, and then I'll be writing the 3 more in another section. And the fourth form, that is ing form of the present participle of these verbs are building of build, catching of catch, teaching of teach, leaving of leave, holding of held, sitting of sit, and bringing of bring. Okay, you are supposed to write ing to make the present participle form. You all remember that, hope so. Hurry up, take a screenshot of that so that we can proceed towards the remaining 3 ones. Come on. Okay, let's move on the last 3 ones. Okay, the last 3 ones we have here are understand, fly, and know. You can see the third and second form of fly and know are same with the EW and OWN, and let's read them. The first we have the verb here is base form with understand, second form is understood, third form is understood, and the fourth form of present participle is understanding. Very good. Second we have his the second last word is fly, second form is flew, and the third form is flown. And what is the fourth form? Flying. Very good. Then the last word we have here is know. The second form past simple of that know is new, and the third form past participle is known, and the fourth form present participle is knowing. Very good. Know, knew, known, knowing. Okay, getting me? Just take screenshot of that or just note it down. You all need to make 4 sections for these and write base form slash first form, past simple slash second form, past participle slash third form, and present participle slash fourth form. And you will be writing them down in all these sections of the given verbs. Okay, getting me? Okay, note it down properly and learn them. I will be taking tests of all these forms once you get back to school. You all will not be spared. Okay? Hurry up. Hurry up. Note it down. Okay, I hope so you all are done with this, and now we will move towards the main topic of today, that is use of silent letters. That topic is not, the upcoming topic is not even for the learning purpose, that is not even for the homework purpose, means ना तो इसका आपने homework करना है ना ही आपने इसको याद करना है. That is also for your only for your understanding. You will only be understanding what are silent letters and how we are using them in the English language. For example, okay, so that your communication skills in the way you talk can get better, and in the way you write can get better. Okay, the only task for you to learn is these forms of verb, and to write was those cursive handwriting 5 lines that I have given to you. गेटिंग मी? आपने सिर्फ कर्सिव हैंड राइटिंग के लाइन्स का होमवर्क करना है और आपने फॉर्म्स ऑफ वर्ब को याद करना है. दैट इज़ योर टास्क ऑफ द डे. इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है. एंड व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू डू इज़ दैट वी आर लर्निंग द साइलेंट लेटर्स, द यूज़ ऑफ साइलेंट लेटर्स, एंड हाउ you are supposed to use them in your communication skills and writing skills. Okay, just let's move on. Okay, so everyone, you can see the topic we are about to discuss is use of silent letters. That is only for the purpose of understanding. I'm repeating again and again. Just don't get panic over the fact the workload is too much. It's only for your understanding. Okay. Okay, I'm not even dragging the lecture. It's a dire need of your understanding too. Use of silent letters. First, you will all need to understand what are silent letters. So you can see the definition I have mentioned on the board. These are the words in English language that are only written but not pronounced. You can see we can. I somehow repeatedly say this in class that this word is comes in the spelling, but you don't need to pronounce that. For example, the word climb. Okay, it's the spelling RCLIMB, but we do not pronounce the word B when we talk. But when we spell them, but when we write them, we use write the word B at the end of the word climb. Okay, you will be pronouncing it as climb, not climb, not the sound of B. Okay, Bernie, not the b in the end. Okay. So let's move on. We will discuss the definition and then some examples of the silent letters that are the part of your alphabets. Okay. So, what are silent letters? Silent letters are basically the words in English language. The words in your English language, your daily communication, that are only written down. That are only written down. The purpose of silent letters are means that they are only written down in a word but not pronounced. Pronounced means when we pronounce that word, when we talk about that word, when we take the name of that word, the silent letter in that word is not pronounced. For example, the word climb. This CLIMB, climb. So the B at the end. This B at the end of the word climb is not usually pronounced. You will be pronouncing it as only CLIM, climb. Okay. When you say this word, you will say climb. Okay. The boy is climbing the mountain. You won't be saying the boy is climbing the mountain. Okay, try to avoid these words when you make sound of these words. We will consider all those examples, the further examples along with the alphabet, alphabet construction that's starting from A to Z. We will see when the A is silent between the letters, and we will see when the B is silent between the letters, and then we will be learning that when some words are silent in between the words, some letters are silent in between the words, after the words, or even the start of the words. Okay, let's move on towards the example consideration. Okay, these are the list of some words. Although every alphabet, every letter in your, alphabets that is given, the 27 letters. So these are the list of the letters that I have mentioned on the board. There are other letters other than two that can be used as the silent letters when we are pronouncing them. So I will explain you with all these letters by providing some examples so that you can understand the concept well. Okay, the B is usually silent after M when we use the M in a word, and after the letter M the B is silent, or we can say you can even use the before of the word. Okay, as before T, the after M or before T, B is silent. Let's take some examples in consideration. For example, thumb. Okay, thumb, angutha. We don't pronounce it as thumb. Okay, don't the B in the end. And the word debt, DEBT, it is pronounced as debt, not debt. Okay, that means karza. Okay, the example thumb. You can see the first word thumb. Okay, we will be pronouncing it as thumb with the M, but we'll be writing it as THUMB, thumb, and before B in the thumb it is M. So after M, every word in English language will be pronounced without B, and you can see the B before T in the word debt, and every word in English language before T will be pronouncing as B in a silent posture. Okay. The second we have is G. So G is silent before N. In every word where N comes, G is silent before that. Okay. The first word we have here is, for example, you can say sign. Okay. And you can see the G before N, and we will pronounce it as sign, not the word of G, G, not the sound of G. It is pronounced as S-I-N, sign, and the G is silent. Okay. And we have another word as this no. You can see the N and G here. It is pronounced as no, while it is written as no. Okay. And now we will move towards the H, in which conditions the letter H is silent. So H is silent often at the beginning or often after G, as the beginning of any word. For example, we will take a very important, very common example, hour. Okay, we don't pronounce it as hour. Okay, don't say this hour. No one in the class will be saying, I don't find anyone won't be finding anyone pronouncing it as hour, you need to pronounce it as hour. So we can see H is silent in the beginning. We will take another example, honest. Okay, as we say, honesty is the best policy. Honest means imandar. You can say H in the beginning, and H is silent. There is a silent sound of O, and I have already told you that G. Okay, after the G, which is also silent, ghost, jinn, booth को कहते हैं booth. Okay, so you can see G here and H is silent. The word is ghost, G-O-S-T. The sound of H is silent. Next we have the word here is T. You can see we are considering the next word here is T, and T is basically when it is followed by S. When it comes after S, it is silent, and when it is used in French derived words. Okay, we are learning English language, but French is also Greek, and you can say some Italian derived words are also the part of English grammar or English language. We need to consider them too. And so T is also silent in French derived words. For example, ballet. Okay, ballet is a form of dance. You can see the ballet dancers, the ones who dancing on their toes like this and wearing on the kind of a fairy frocks and shoes. These are called ballet dancers, and you can see the T here as we are not pronouncing it as ballet, okay, or ballet. It is pronounced as ballet. So some other examples of the T after S are castle. Castle means killa. Okay, so you can see the word is pronounced as castle. Write L right after S. It's not castle. Okay, the T will not be pronounced. Okay, the ballet and the castle. We can say another word, whistle. Whistle is siti bajana. Okay, you can see the T after the word S. We are pronouncing it as whistle, not the whistle. Okay, whistle means siti bajana. You can say T is also silent here. T is silent in a French derived word after the French word, or you can say in the middle of the French word. T is silent after S and in the castle too, and T is silent after S in the whistle too. Okay, we will be moving towards the word letter K. Okay, so the letter K is usually silent in the when it appears at the beginning, like H. We can see the our example. So K is silent in the beginning of the word, or you can say when it is followed by N. When the beginning of those words, when it is followed by N, for example, you can say that the word kick, but you are pronouncing the K here. If the K is appearing on the beginning, but if the K containing N as a second letter in the spelling, you will be not pronouncing the word K. For example, as the word knock, as the word knife, as the word no, as the word knee. Okay, let's consider those examples. The first example we have here is of no, knock, knee, knife. You can see all these examples that K is in the. Okay, you can see the spelling of no, knock, knee and knife. Every word contains the letter N before, sorry, after K. this K, this K, and this K. But the every word K is silent. No, knock, knee, and knife. Okay. So the next we have the word here is G. We will be learning where G is silent. So G is silent before. Oh, sorry. It's a misunderstanding. We are already done with the G. We will be moving towards the word W. Okay. We'll be raising this word G because we have already done this, and we will be considering the word W. So the W is most basically silent at the beginning of the words, as we have just discussed the example of wrist. You can say wrist here before R, especially in the beginning of the words. Before R, the word W is silent. Wrist is basically your kalai. You can see this kalai where you want, where the watches, where you want the bands or any kind of anything else. This is called your wrist, and you don't pronounce it as the wrist. It will be pronounced as wrist, R-I-S-T, wrist. But you will write the W when you are supposed to writing it. Let's consider some other examples containing the W as a silent letter. We have just discussed the example of W as wrist, and we will be discussing as right, and you can say rapper. Yeah, the rapper. Before R in the any word starting of the word W is silent. Right, likhna. Okay. Here you can see before R W is silent, and here we have the spelling of the word the rapper. No, this rapper is not a singer kind of a rapper. This rapper is your rapper of the chocolate, rapper of the biscuit, kagas, paper, tukda. Okay. Here R, W is silent. So W is silent before R. W is silent before R. Repeat after me. W is silent before R. K is silent before N. T is silent after S or in the French words. H is silent at the beginning of the words or after G, and G is silent after N and before N. Okay. Before N, after, not after. G is silent before N, and B is silent after M and before T. Okay. Now we have, you can see, have a look at the left side of the board. We are left with the, I'm just tilting it for you so you can focus properly. Now we have the word here is P. Now we will discuss where P is silent. Specifically, basically, P is silent when it appears at the beginning of the words before N or S. Okay, before N, S, and T. Okay, before N, S, and T. Before N, S, T. You can see we can have an example of pneumonia. Most of you, it's before N, okay? Before N. Most of you read it as pneumonia, okay? I have, listened most of the people and students pronouncing it as pneumonia. It's not pneumonia, it's pneumonia, okay? You want to pronounce it the P because it's before N and it's silent in the start of the word. And then before S, psychology. It's before S. Now it is silent, okay? It's not per psychology, it's not per psychology. You will be not pronouncing the word P. It's called as psychology. And then we have the third word is receipt, okay? Receipt होती है ना, जैसे कि you are going to a market, you are going to a mall, you are going to a mart, you are purchasing anything, any kind of a medicine, any kind of a thing to eat, any kind of a thing to wear. They will give you a receipt in which all the details are mentioned, that what you have bought, what is the price of that, what is the retail price, what you have paid. All the credentials are mentioned on it, which we call as receipt in Urdu. Okay. It's received in Urdu, and we don't pronounce it as received. Most of you pronounce it as with P. Don't use the word P. It's not received. Don't use the word P. It's received. Okay, it's received. So P is silent before N, as in pneumonia, it's silent before S as in psychology, and it's silent before T as in receipt. Okay, now we'll move towards the second last letter before L. So you can say it is silent, L is silent before M, L is silent before F, L is silent before K, and it's already also silent before D. You can say when it comes in the middle of some words, it's silent. I will give you some examples as it is calm. Okay, it's calm. It's not calm. Okay, it's calm. It's calf. Calf नहीं calf. Okay, गाय के बच्चे को बोलते हैं calf. Calm means खामोश है ना. Okay, और उसके बाद then we have the word could. Okay, could is the second form of can and it is pronounced as could, not could. Okay, just keep that in your mind. And then we have the word here is york. It's not york. This is ande ki zandi. It's york. Okay, L is silent. Calm, calf, could, york. And then we have our last word of the day is S. So S is silent in between some French derived words, and after you can say I in most of the words. As we have the example of island. It's not Iceland. Iceland is pronounced as this. Iceland. It's island. Else is silent. Land. Getting me? It's island. S is silent. And then we have a French derived word. Again, after the belly, we have another French derived word that is isle. It's isle. I-L. L is silent. Okay, it's a French word. So L is again silent here. L is basically the path where the bride walks towards the groom, and it's basically you can say stage when you can see in different kinds of a wedding when the bride walks towards groom and groom is standing on the stage, and it's mostly the culture of basically the culture of Christian weddings, when you can see, you might have seen a lot of the Christian women walking towards the aisle and to their grooms. So that's it for the silent letters. I hope you all understand it, what silent letters are basically called, and how we use them in our daily communication or language. And we have read that these are those words in English language that are only written but not pronounced, and then we have taken in consideration some examples. So your task for today is to learn forms of verbs and is to write the lines for your cursive handwriting. This whole thing, ये जो silent letters वाला पूरा topic है, that is only for your understanding. The whole topic is not for your learn. You just need to understand what is silent letter and what are the uses. Okay, ये आपने याद नहीं करना, ना आपने इसको लिखना है. Your only task is your forms of verb and the cursive handwriting lines. Okay, so this is it for your today's lesson. Stay safe everyone and have a good day. Allah Hafiz.